Help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more Browns-focused content. One of the Browns' most underrated players happens to be the number 5 pick in the draft, Mason Graham. See, while we've talked a lot about some of the more flashy rookies that not the naked eye, but the casual fan can observe Carson Schwarzenegger's impact when he's getting 11 tackles. Quincy Judkins, you don't really got to explain if a running back's good or not. You can watch that and pretty easily tell. But since Mason plays a position at defensive tackle that is a little bit more complex in their impact to the game, not saying that impact is minimal or by any means. I think defensive tackle, one of the most important positions in all of football, for a number of reasons. Part of that reason being, look at how it's unlocked Myles Garrett over the last few years, having good defensive tackles around him. And if you look at any great defense, you're going to find some damn good 3 techs at the center of that defensive line. It's the most underrated position in all of football. It's the most slept on position in all of football. But if you have a shitty interior defensive line, you will probably have a pretty inconsistent, shitty defense to go along with it. Cincinnati Bengals are a prime example of this, where they were a team in 2021 and 2022 that went to back-to-back conference championship games, and they did it off the strength of really strong defensive tackle play. Larry Ogunjobi, B.J. Hill, DJ Reader, who was an absolute game wrecker at the position. And slowly but surely, Cincinnati dismantled the interior of that defensive line. They trade in Sheldon Rankins to replace DJ Reader. That didn't work out. BJ Hill, right? They get rid of BJ Hill. All of this stuff that they do to strip the strength of that interior of the defensive line. And it's no mistake that their pass rush looks as pitiful as it does today. Defensive tackle play is very important. Myles Garrett is not on a 15-sack run right now off pure coinky-dink. He's doing it because he has really, really the strongest defensive tackle play he's ever had in his career. Mason Graham, Malik Collins, Shelby Harris, Mike Hall, all doing an excellent job filling out that rotation. And today, we're going to look at the film over the last few weeks of Mason Graham as a pass rusher, as a run stuffer, and talk about why I think he's been special as a rookie at a position where rookies aren't really expected to be good. But before I do that, got to thank my sponsor, Sleeper. Real quick, just want to let you guys know Sleeper has a new offer here. They're offering a free $20 entry, no deposit required. And also, if you're a first-time user, you also will receive a 100% match on up to $100 when you use the promo code WORSTTAKE. Again, $20 free, no deposit required. Plus, first-time users also receive a 100% deposit match up to $100. Join Sleeper. Mason Graham, big number 94. He's flashed as a pass rusher. He's flashed as a run stuffer. I think he's going to be really good for a really long time. Let's talk about why. We're going to look at this rush rep right here. First things first, he has really violent hands. Look how these hands are real violent here for McCormick. Nice slap inside, gets that outside shoulder, and then he has a good core strength to be able to run through McCormick right here, get up the middle pressure on Aaron Rodgers. And look, because he gets that up the middle pressure, he almost gets this sack with Myles Garrett, and Myles could potentially turn that into a safety. Second and 6, another pass rush rep, right? Mason Graham on the center. He just whips ass right here. Unfortunately, the Browns don't take care of business on the back end, but boy, did they make Aaron Rodgers' life difficult here, right? Over the center, gets into his chest. And the one thing about Mason, right, you could just tell, right? He's a former high-level wrestler. And what that means is he just really understands angles and leverage at a higher rate than most rookies do. When he pairs that up in a couple of years with getting his big boy strength. And when I say big boy strength, right, when you get out of college and you go from like 22 to 25, there's an evolution that happens there. You're fully mature, and your body would hopefully get a lot stronger. So he doesn't have his grown man strength yet, and I think that affects him sometimes. But once he gets that, his understanding of angles is going to make him a terror on the inside. So rep against the Dolphins. He was absolutely phenomenal in this Dolphins game. Just absolutely. Look at this. Does a great job of sliding into that gap, slipping that tackle, eyes up, and then looking at the active hands to get a ball batted. Potential turnover situation. You love to see it against the Patriots. They have a pretty solid offensive line this year. Have him going up against the guard in the center. Nice little exchange here. Does a good job of getting upfield, getting hands here. Then we got the stuff after the bye week. The Jets game was a really strong game for him. Him, Schlesinger, who I'm going to do another video about. Ooh, look at that. That is a rep from 94. Look at this. Look at this. Look at what he does to the center. He does the Euro to him, right? At 300 pounds or 290, wherever he's at. As a 3-tech, he does the Euro. One in. This is rare athleticism and rare coordination for a guy that big. Right, you got the double Euros going on. I mean, like, look, Malik Collins is a really good athlete at the position, but look how much smoother Mason's Euro looks to like Malik Collins' outstep here for his spin move, right, where he tries to get a wide step here, like they get a gather step here. Look how much smoother Mason's step is. Look how much more space Mason takes up. And again, we're not comparing him against a bum here. Malik Collins is one of the best defensive tackles in the league right now. But look at this wide step. Great hands here. It's like the offensive lineman never had a chance. Wide step, gather, swim, and then look at the bend. The bend here is also special for Mason. So swim, zoom, and then boom. That's as good as a sack. That's as good as a sack. Doesn't count in the stat sheet as a sack. It only counts as a pressure. Maybe a QB hit. Well, this is why I don't really care about the accounting stats for a defensive tackle. Got to watch them. All right, let's go another rep here. This is 2nd and 17 in the fourth quarter. Mason's lined up across from 66. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. It seems like after the bye week, he's really added a level to his game. So right here, 74, just look at the hands here, man. Look how smooth, intentional, and violent these hands are right here. That's what I'm talking. That gets me excited. Look at that shit. Yeah, he don't even got his grown man strength yet. Wait till he gets that. I'm telling you, man. Get this guy 1 off season or 2 off season, those sack numbers are gonna go up, right? I mean, right now it's hard for him to get a sack because 95 exists, right? Number 95 is playing the best football you've ever seen. So if you're not pitch perfect on a sack, Miles is gonna take it. But man, look at this rep here. Whew. Look at that. And again, look how smooth he is with his feet. How much space he can take up, and then how balanced and coordinated he is at his weight. I mean, like, McGuire's a good athlete too, but you see McGuire's like staggering and stumbling. Mason's just smooth through there. Whew. Unfortunately, don't take care of it on the back end. Carson gets caught up on a guard. Not his finest rep. And Brees Hall gets out of there. But boy, did the defensive line do everything to make that difficult. See, Lamar Jackson, this is this week now. Again, he just is on a different level right now. Look at the confidence in this step here. Look how much space he gets here on Falele. little jab. Pop. He gets that length there, and then he just rips. And then good bend here forces Lamar up in the pocket into more danger. This forces Lamar to get rid of this ball quickly, too, so he can't go downfield. Got to make the tackle if you're Denzel Ward. But the defensive line is doing what they can to make your life a little easy there. Go here. Mason, another stop here. I mean, he basically gets this sack for Myles Garrett. Look at his pressure. Falele just gets torn up here. The bad matchup for Falele. Mason Graham inside, outside. He gets him to reset. Just washes him cleanly with hands. Look at that shit. Just, that forces Lamar outside. I think Malik Collins also does a great job of flashing out. And then who's going to clean that up? No other than Myles. Another play here from Mason where he does a good job of just using his eyes, being parallel, running with Lamar Jackson, forcing Lamar back into Myles Garrett. I mean, two of Myles Garrett's sacks, heavy assist in this game from Mason Graham. And you're starting to see exactly why Myles Garrett reportedly was the guy banging the table to get Mason Graham in there, right? Like that was his guy in this draft class because he thought Mason could help him reach his goals and help this defense reach its goals. And we're seeing that pay off in fruition. But it's not just about the pass rushing, right? I think we get over enamored about 3-tech pass rushing, right? Ultimately, the edges are always going to be in a better position to win when it comes to pass rushing and get those sacks at the end of the day, right? It's not a defensive tackle thing. Really, where you need defensive tackles to dominate is in the run game, and they need to knock down some dominoes. So let's see if Mason Graham's been doing that the last couple of weeks here. Yeah. That's knocking down a domino here, right? 74 does a great job of just pushing them back. Look how active his eyes are, too. Watch Mason Graham's eyes here, right? Look how active his eyes are. I think he's just scanning this, right? He's not just big, powerful, athletic. He's also smart. It's a great job scanning that. And then look, once he feels Brees Hall try to make that cut across him, look what he does here. He pushes 74 into 20. Look at it. Boom. Gets the tackle. That's a hell of a way to get that play. That's a hell of a play right there. Let's continue. Another run stuff versus the Jets. 94. And again, look at how he just stands up 71 here, right? 71's trying to move him off his block. He stands his ground, and then look at his eyes. This is the thing about Mason, man. This is why he is a special talent at the position, right? The athletic ability, a lot of guys are athletic. The skill, a lot of guys are skilled. He's also smart. Look how he's scanning this, right? So he's scanning. His eyes never leave the ball. His eyes never leave the ball. He just swallows up this run play. Great job. Great job. And look, the Jets have a heavy front end. It's 2nd and 7. It's an obvious rundown. He just does a great job. Just again, his eyes are he's always aware of where the ball is, right? He feels them trying to wash him. Look at it. So this time they do a good job of getting his eyes off the backfield, but he knows where the ball's going because he has high football IQ. So they're trying to push him out this way. He knows he's getting moved that way. So you see what he does is he gets parallel, kind of like he's about to judo flip him, right? And then what he does is once he feels a weakness in the pull, he turns on it, and then boom, player right there. Swallows up that play hole. It's against Baltimore now. Look at some run stuffs for Mason here. Again, his matchup against Falele, it was a favorable matchup for him. He gets to tackle this time. Rosengarten. Lamar gets off, and look how Mason just doesn't let him control him. Hands. Okay, where's Lamar? Where's Derrick Henry? Where's Lamar? Where's Derrick Henry, right? Because it's a read option. Got to watch it. Got to read it. You see how he reads it, right? He's reading it. And then once he sees where the ball is, he identifies the ball, attack ball. Boom. Good job. Really solid job. You know, it's a shame almost because 49's on this defense, and I think Schlesinger's going to run away with Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think Mason Graham should be number 2. You know, or at least he should get some votes. He's been playing really good football. Look at that swim, man. Look at that. Again, they're trying to crease. He just swims across it. And then boom, Derrick Henry just gets the life smacked out of him on a 2nd and 2. Hellraiser. That's what you want. And look, he's in his infant stages at this point at the position. Because, like, you can play certain positions in the NFL, not really have your grown man strength, and it doesn't matter. Line of scrimmage, that matters, right? Tight ends take a while to hit their stride. Offensive linemen, they take a while to hit their stride. Defensive linemen, unless you're like Myles Garrett, and even Myles, what he looked like in year 1 to what he looked like in year 4, right? Completely different people almost. It takes a while to build up that grown-ass man strength you need to play at a super high level on the line of scrimmage. But him being able to win right now in his rookie body is a great sign that once he gets that mass on him that he's probably going to accumulate over the next couple of years, then you're going to start to see those high sack numbers, those really, really high run stuff numbers, because he already has such a strong tool set to win from, despite the fact that he's playing with a power disadvantage as a rookie, as most rookie, not as all rookie defensive tackles are. Like, that's what's so encouraging about this, right? You know, once he adds just a little bit more power to that profile, oh goodness, it's going to happen for him. So that's Mason Graham. That's why I'm so excited about Mason Graham. That's why I haven't complained about the number 5 pick in the draft. I think he's been playing some good football. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.